Welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. Reba here. Well, the clouds have rolled in, you guys. I've got cloudage. All right. I don't know if I said Reba here, but I'm here with y'all. So, we're looking at some plants I acquired today. I'll be taking some more plants over to my friend in exchange for these plants that she gave me. So, we did a little bit of swapping today. And that's good in everything. So I may, one plant I know I didn't see at her place was lemon verbena. So I may take her some lemon verbena. So, yes, this is what I swapped out for. So I've got a few things going on in these planters. Well, one of which I forgot to mention to my husband because it's smaller. It's going to be kind of a house plant kind of thing. And it's right there. It's a cactus. And it is called epiphyllum, I'm thinking. I just had to go Google how to pronounce it. Epiphyllum. Anyways, it's a cactus, and there are different variations of it. The one that this was on a red one. They do have different colors of pink ones and white ones and that sort of thing. So they all kind of look really cool. But it has this really long cactus leaf like that. And I'm guessing that is what this one is. It has roots on it already, and they sprouted in the air. So I was like, well, that one's calling my name, so she let me take it. And she was letting me know that those go for like $15 per leaf cutting kind of deal online. And so I was like, well, that's cool. So, so I picked that up. And then this right here is a purple wisteria. She also had white ones available, but I just picked the purple one. That's good enough for me. And then right here, I've got two trees. This one right here is a small one that is growing, and we just pulled it up today. So it's probably going to have a little bit of root shock going on. But it is called a bean tree. And so her tree, this is what her tree had on it. She's had it for years. Her parents came from Texas, and they brought the tree with them to the Pacific Northwest. And so here's what the beans look like before they've dried out, and here's a couple after they've dried out. Of course, I've taken the shell off of it, so I don't know how it all works. I was going to dissect them and just take a look and see how it works. I don't know if there's seeds throughout and that's what comes up, but here is one of the little trees that came up. And she doesn't get very many of them that actually sprout underneath her tree. Yes. So it's kind of a rare thing, but they make these giant leaves. They're really small right now on this one because it's a baby tree, but they make these big old leaves, and I'm really kind of excited. Now this one, it's not like the kind that you eat, but she did say that it is an anesthetic. So basically, don't eat these. They're more of a medicinal. So it's probably going to be something that helps with, like, if you got to have something cut on in your body. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're not gonna mess with that. But it was just really cool under her tree, and it made this really nice shady canopy, and it was just a really neat tree. So I thought, you know what? Let me get one of those because it was really beautiful. And then it makes these beautiful fragrant flowers. So this will just be eye candy, basically, and kind of a cool wow factor. And yes, I thought that was cool. And then in this pot right here, now we just transplanted it. We just stuck it in the dirt here, so it wouldn't have a lot of root shock. But this one right here, we've had some really crispy days, you guys. And this one, some of the leaves have died on it. But if you look really closely, it's got a really fuzzy stem. And it's much like the hair on a stag. And when I'm rubbing it, I'm noticing that it's leaving kind of a residue on my fingers. That's probably a protectant from critters and pests and stuff. So that's really neat, but it goes all the way down. It's fuzzy all the way down. Right about here, it starts getting a little bit more woody. But it is called cutleaf staghorn, hence the softness like a stag would get on their new horns. So cutleaf staghorn sumac. And yeah, so I wanted to go ahead and share this with you guys because it's gonna be really, really cool to have this one in the garden. I can't remember what the drink was called by the Native Americans, but they would make a drink with it that they would strain several times because it creates these cones with these red berries in them, and you smash the berries, and you want to harvest them before it starts raining and before you start getting the rains and that sort of thing. So June, July, somewhere in there. We're in August right now. She hasn't collected hers, so she knows something I don't. But she probably before September, she'll probably collect hers. And you just smash them and you can make a beverage. Now, I don't remember what the Native Americans drink is called, but they had a special drink and they would strain it several times because the berries do have a lot of hairs on them, and that can be irritating to the throat. But it will taste like a pink lemonade from what I understand. I actually haven't had it myself yet, but a lot of people know about it and a lot of people have drank it before, and it's supposed to be really, really good for you. So I thought, you know what, why not? And it makes a small tree. We do have some new leaves coming on right here, so I'm going to keep it up here underneath the edge of the house where it'll get mostly shade and some sun, and we'll keep it protected. So I've got this area cleaned up right here, except for my little pile mess right here. But I can set it right up under here, maybe right here next to the chair, and that way it'll be able to acclimate to this backyard. So it didn't go very far, only like 1 mile to 2 miles the way the bird flies. And so similar climate. So, and it grows in North America. It's very prevalent in North America. So I'm really excited for that. And then I'm really excited about this purple wisteria because I was really wanting to have a wisteria, and this is so young, and I'm really happy about that because it's not very big and I don't have to really mess with a whole lot. However, I do think I'm probably going to give it some different soil. I'm thinking this is a little bit too sandy for it. And so yeah, this is very, very, very sandy, and it's very dense. So it's very heavy, heavy, heavy dirt. And so I'm thinking I'm going to leave these ones in this soil here because our ground here tends to be kind of more on the sandy side. So I think what I'll do is I'll just leave these two in this one because her trees are doing great in ground. So I'm going to leave these ones in this container right here together to grow together. And that way I don't have to move them around, you know, and finagle them into other pots. We'll just go ahead and leave them together, and I'll just mark on the pot on either side with a paint pen the varieties and what they are, just in case it evades my mind. And then the little cactus, and I'll show you really quick the little roots it's got on it. So it has all these little roots growing on it. So I want to get that planted in the house, and I'm thinking I want to use this soil for it because cactuses do like sandy soils quite a bit. So that's what I'm thinking. And the garden is doing quite well, you guys. The fig trees have been really loving the heat wave that we've been having. And I've got most of my pots situated on this part right here. I've gone through and cleaned up my mess quite a bit. The top part still needs a little bit of work. I need to get this bush put into something. I still don't know what on earth it is. I mean, it could be a service berry, but I don't know. I have no clue. The bottom sides are soft, like velvety, kind of like an autumn berry, but it's not silvery like the autumn berry leaf that I saw at the nursery. So I have no clue what kind of berry this is going to produce. And I'm thinking it's going to be a berry because a bird left me this present. But I will have to look it up and see if there's any other varieties like that. And then I'm rooting a fig tree in this one. And then I've got some mint up here. So that's how everything is looking here. And my shallots are finally growing. I had to move them into something a little bit bigger, and they like the soil way better, and they are growing really good. I started these last year in like January or February, and I just moved them into this summer, and now they're finally growing. So there you have that. And my pansies are loving these pots, and I do want to get this stand painted, and so I was thinking about maybe just painting the outside of this top container a purplish color like this, and then getting some sort of paint color. The color that's been suggested was yellow, and it was originally a yellow color, but now it's kind of a grayish rusty color because it's starting to get rusty, and I need to get it repainted so that it doesn't continue rusting. But I love this plant stand so much. It's one of my favorites, and I just love it. And then soon I will be getting these babies transplanted out of this container here, and yeah, everything is looking really good. My Robert's Golden Rainbow, and this one is Ben's Gold Rainbow, and this is Robert's Golden Rainbow. It's technically supposed to be the exact same fig. We will find out if that is the case. And then my De La Roca is looking pretty awesome. It's done a lot of growth this year, and I've got that one little fig there. I'm watching it like a hawk. Now, I don't have my figs covered with organza bags yet. I did lose one of my peaches, and I think what got it, because I had some tulle over it a little bit. It wasn't fully covered, but I think a squirrel came over and got into it and stole it, but it didn't get the other one, so I picked it, and my husband and I shared it and ate it, because I was not about to let the squirrel get it. So I haven't had the squirrels coming yet to steal my figs, but you guys, they'll eventually find them, I'm sure. So that'll be fun the day that happens. I might need to build a cage for my fruit trees in the future so that deer and other animals don't come in and steal the fruit from me. But big enough for the bees to get in. That's what I'm thinking. And so I've got a lot of great growth, you guys. A lot of great growth. I am very, very happy with how everything is looking in the garden. And I have my emerald strawberry. Oh my goodness, it is doing crazy amazing. I'm so excited, you guys. Everything is looking so good. Even my fruit trees that are in these little pots. Can't remember which trees those were over here. My brain, where are you? These guys, they're cherries. Took me a moment or two. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. They're still kind of on the yellowy side, but I am noticing more greenness to the leaves now, so that is good. We got some sunburn because it's been really hot, And the sun's been really intense. But I'm very, very pleased overall how everything's looking. And then I've got, my beans are doing really good. So of the beans, you guys, let's take a quick look at those. Of the beans, I would say this German heirloom is doing the best in my backyard. It's not as tall as my friend's garden's beans, but if these were in ground, I bet you it would be twice as tall. So they're growing beautifully. It looks gorgeous and green, so you guys can see. And it's called nope, that's not it. I do have that down there too though. And it's Blauheit stringless, 65 days. So Blauhilde, I don't know. Anyway, it's a German heirloom, but it has these really pretty purple flowers and these dark purple stems. And then the beans, there's itty bitty ones, and then they get bigger. There's some in here. There's some medium sized ones here, but there are some bigger ones down in here. I've picked a lot of them already, and we've just been snacking on them. But they're really pretty purple color, and they get about twice as big as this. And they really have a really excellent flavor. These ones are doing a little better. I've got Neck Queen in here, which I think this is Neck Queen, and it's another German variety. And then I have some stringless beans, bush beans here. I don't know what I'm going to do with those ones. These ones are looking a little better, and then some of the peas are coming back from the base, and this top part's died back a little bit, but we got, it's like a flush of new growth. And I'm thinking my favorite of my peas was this one here, the Kevladon Wonder. That one is my favorite flavor of the peas. So I didn't know I would ever have that kind of favorite. And then these look really sad. The asparagus yard long, so sad. They did not like this dirt, whereas the other ones didn't mind it at all. And then this Christmas lima bean doesn't like this dirt either. And then down here I put my what do you call them, echinacea. So I put my echinacea down here, and that way it can just be in the ground. I don't care to take it with us when we leave, when we move. I'll just let it grow back from this spot every year. It'll look pretty with the rocks. Hi, puppy. And then some more peas are coming back from the roots there. Fava beans, some of them did really good, some of them didn't do so good. This top portion looks really nice, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of bean development. I probably won't grow them again, not anytime soon anyways. Not as like a bean crop that I want to, really do much with. So I'm not going to worry about it so much. I'm just not seeing a lot of bean. I don't know what this is. Looks like a volunteer weed. Fun. I don't know what that is. It smells gross. Here is this one was the other one that looks like it's doing probably one of the second best of the garden here. And this is the Mayflower bean. So this is a drying bean, so I'll let it grow and grow and grow until it stops making any of the beans. And I did open one of the pods and eat some of the beans yesterday. I didn't get sick. It didn't do anything crazy to me. So you can't eat them green. I ate them just fresh. Didn't cook them. Didn't do anything crazy like that. But they are drying beans, so I'm going to allow the pods to grow and become dry beans. And then down here is nothing really to write home about either. I've got some little cucumbers trying to form on here, and I don't remember what varieties I had here. It looks like sweet cucumber. This is the burpless variety. Not a whole lot going on, you guys. Not much of anything. This one here, I think, is the Armenian long cucumber. Could be wrong. It could be the English cucumber. So I don't know. Nothing really happening there. And then these are my gherkins, or the cucamelons here. Nothing. really happening, but they are growing a little bit more, and I do have some plants, so maybe I can try to overwinter these in the greenhouse. Maybe they'll survive. I don't know. And then these were my melon Delice de la Table, and I've got some tiny blossoms. Not anything really happening though, so they didn't really grow. I didn't really have much success this year with the didn't have much success with all of the peppers and tomatoes this year and that kind of thing. Maybe if I had put it in the ground, that might have been a different game changer. But yeah, so it looks like I need to harvest more of my pink lemonade blueberries, and I'm almost to the point where I've almost harvested all of the pink lemonade blueberries, and it'll be time to actually turn this into a small batch of pink lemonade blueberry jam. I do have some white currants mixed in with some of it, so I may just include those in with this batch and just strain out the seeds. I don't think it'll do much to the flavor. I think the pink lemonades will definitely dominate it all because there wasn't a lot of the white currant, and they're really sweet when the white ones are really sweet and don't have a whole lot of flavor. They're just sweet. So that's how everything's looking. Plants are just growing really good. My grapes, oh my goodness, let's go over there really quick. I know this is a little bit longer video. Oh, look how my sweet potatoes are looking. I heard that you can eat the greens on these, on sweet potatoes. Can somebody make a comment down below? Are all sweet potato leaves edible? Like every single variety of sweet potato? Because since I am allergic to potatoes now, I can only have sweet potatoes because they're in the morning glory family, not in the nightshades. So I don't know if I react bad to peppers or eggplant or tomatoes or anything like that, because those are also nightshades. So I don't know if it's a nightshade thing or if it's just potatoes themselves and not the other ones. So I've been kind of watching myself to see what kind of reactions I'm having. I do tend to cough a lot more whenever I have things with peppers and or tomatoes. So I don't know, maybe I have an issue with nightshades. So got helicopters, but look at these purple grapes. These are a Concord type. They are ready to be harvested. I do have a couple over here that have some green on them, but the green ones are sweet too, so they're not bad. And these are ready to harvest. I think I need to probably start harvesting them because the wasps are coming in and trying to eat them. And this variety is called blueberry grape. So they kind of have a reminiscent of a blueberry flavor to them, and they are really, really yummy. And so I have it in this container here, and they have attached themselves to the fence line, but I do want to make more babies out of them. But I am probably gonna trim them back for the winter or trim them after the winter. We'll just wait and see. I might just leave them in place because, I mean, unless we're moving, maybe I should just leave them where they are for now, because I can always cut them off of the fence later. This one up here is the other one, and this one is the red flameless red. And these ones split, but they kind of like create a casing, like where they split, they kind of created a thing so that they're not going bad or anything. But I do notice that because they've split, some of them, they are attracting the wasps, and the wasps are coming and they are eating some of the grapes. So like this one here looks like a wasp got into it, and I'm disturbing a spider web right here. He's not liking me, but I probably should come in and harvest these grapes here. Looks like I got two bunches here that have kind of mingled themselves together. I can't tell where one begins and where one ends. So I think oh, there we go. They were kind of together there. But yeah, so it's a nice little cluster. They're kind of smaller grapes. They do split when I watered a lot, so maybe water a little bit less when you need to water, but the plant really needed water, so I didn't know what to do. I've got a small little cluster right up here at the top, really small, and then I've got a few more clusters in here, but the green ones are sweet too, and a little bit tart, but not much. Very sweet. I'm holding a plum from my friend's house. These are really sweet plums, just kind of just taste like honey in a way, and they're really ripe and they're squishy. I had one I had got from her, and I was looking at it. It was really, really, really soft, and then I noticed it did have a sour spot on it. But she had some that had a hole at the bottom and was oozing honey from the bottom, kind of like a fig does. And it was she ate it, and she was like, it was so sweet. It was very good. So here's all the herbs. They're doing really good. I need to fix up my babies down here. These are going to seed. This is my hot and spicy oregano. I'm gonna let it go to seed, collect some of the seeds to save. And all of my St. John's wort went to seed, and so I've got all these little seed pods at the top here. So I'll be collecting those soon. We're waiting on these little boysenberries to ripen up. So that's how they're looking. Just 2 more left, and this white blackberry bush is like over 6 feet tall. It's like 6 feet, almost 7 feet. So that's good. And now my other ones are starting to grow a little bit more from Baker Creek Seed Company. The smaller ones down in here, I got those last year. They're still kind of on the small side, but they're healthy. So there's that. And now they're in a little bit more soil, so maybe that'll help. And so all of my herbs along here are looking good. We're going to be going through my son's toys that are right here in this section. I don't know where this sweatshirt came from, but all my son's toys are out here, and they're getting gross, and it's time to go through all of these toys because he's not really playing with the majority of them. So we need to get rid of a whole bunch of them. So, oh, and look at these little beauties. This is the Heritage Raspberry. It is loaded. I'm trying not to poke myself. They're getting bigger, and they're all the way down, you guys, just all the way down, loaded with berries. So I'm excited about that. And then I've got the one from M.I. Gardner planted right here, the Black Jewel Raspberry right in here with it, and it's growing more. That I've got it in this bigger pot too, right next to this one. I'm excited for the Heritage. It looks like I've got some other plants coming up in here. Must have some bulbs stuck in here too. I don't know what all these little seedlings are, but I don't want all of this to come up because I don't know what they are, and I want to make sure that they're not something that's going to take over. Now this here, Hot Lip Salvia, and I should be seeing more blossoms on it because it'll blossom out all the way until fall, and it's doing really good in my container here. It also goes by Autumn Sage, and it started out with having red blossoms in the early summer, and as summer progresses, it becomes almost like lipstick on it, and by the fall time, all the flowers turn almost completely white. So it gradually goes from a red to red-white to white. So hummingbirds love it. So get some of that if you want hummingbirds coming to your yard, and it does really good in the Pacific Northwest. So it's definitely something to grow here for sure. And then here is how all of my lavender, I've got Spanish lavender and French lavender in here. Sometimes this is also called eyelash lavender. So hopefully it lives this winter. I might put this up underneath the edge of the house so it's protected from the snow. And then I did cuttings of lavender here, and I wanted to see if maybe they're rooting, and it looks like they might be trying to. So I'm poke that back in there, but they're staying upright. So I'm hoping that it'll root. And everything is looking really good. We got a 30-minute video, you guys. All of the elderberries are doing amazing. Be taking some gooseberries to my friend, so I'll probably take her about 10, so she can have 10 of them, and then that'll free me up a little bit. Take her 5 of the one variety and 5 of the other variety, and then she'll have a whole group of gooseberries, and she'll be able to harvest them one day and have plenty of them. Now, you guys missed it, but my caper bush has flowered 2 times, and now it's spent here. This is what's left, is that middle part, and then this one here is getting bigger, but I didn't realize how big the capers got, and I don't know when the prime time is to collect them, but I would say about this size right here. It's a large pea, larger than a pea, but the large, like a large pea shape size, and then you put them in salt, and so eventually I'll have a big caper bush and I'll be able to make my own capers. So I've tasted it. They're kind of bitter when they've just been salted and dehydrated in the salt, and that's cool and everything. And then right here, you guys, I'm really excited growing this for my son. And right, these ones here are a clumping bamboo, and then these ones here are the black bamboos that I'm growing from seed for my son, and I've got about 6 of them coming up now. There was 5 for a while, and I noticed last night that little one right there in the back, so there's a chance that more could be sprouting. I think I had gotten 20 or 30 seeds, so we'll just have to watch and see over time. They are cold hardy variety, so good for the Pacific Northwest, and the black variety is pretty pricey, so I was very, very happy to be able to get some seeds relatively inexpensively, and my son's going to be really happy. Now he has to wait a couple of years for the bamboo to be big enough for us to do some harvesting of it, but that's the beauty of it. I think these ones will spread. I'm going to do a little bit more research and look into that. But yeah. And then all of the elderberries, you guys, I've got a good variety of in my collection now. And I do need to get this one here put into this pot. This one that I had in here, the Black Tower, that one died away. So this one here is going to go into this one. And then I need to put this one into this one, and these ones are the 2 European varieties that are more medicinal, and so that's really great. And look at this Ukraine high bush cranberry, is so pretty. It turned red already. It put on its fall dress. It's getting ready for winter, you guys. Got a wasp here. I'm highly allergic to them. Apparently, I've never been stung by them, but apparently I'm highly allergic to them. But I won't be messing with him. And then there's one berry. So exciting. I had one berry last year on this as well. And they taste really good. Better than, in my opinion. Oops, it was a bush. Something tickled me. I thought it was a bug. It was that. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so last year I got the one berry, and it's a high bush cranberry, Ukraine high bush cranberry. However, it's not a true cranberry, but the flavor tastes just like cranberry, and I cannot wait for this to give me more berries. So there was a lot of flowers this year, but it just didn't pollinate enough. So I need to look up how to pollinate it better. Maybe I need another bush of it, or maybe it just needs to be bigger. And so yeah, I need to get some more soil put in around it so that it's all filled in. I am so happy with this bush. Even though it's got its fall colors in summertime, it's gorgeous. I love it. And I can't wait for that sumac too. That's going to be so exciting. Love that this hole is not here anymore, and that I've got mint to walk on. So I'm cool. I'm good with mowing mint. If you smell mint when you're mowing your lawn, you're doing something right? And then my husband's favorite is this one. And this is our Lebanon cedar that I grew from seed. And then my second favorites are, what am I talking about? My favorites. They're all my favorites. But I got pine nuts over here, but you got to have a male and a female to get the pine nuts. So hopefully you guys are a male and a female, because that's how nature works. You got to have a male and a female. Just saying. A lot of things have to have a male and a female. Some things you don't, but in some cases you have to have a male and a female in order to get a baby. So happens with trees too, y'all. Isn't that funny? Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video before I go off on off on a tangent, and we'll just end it here. I love you guys. Comment, like, and subscribe. Click that bell button. As always, have a wonderful day or night or whatever. Make it a wonderful one. Love what you grow what you love, and God bless you all. Bye.